BBC News, 10th of January 2023, Zhao Lijian, China reassigns a combative ambassador known as the Wolf Warrior. For the past few years, China has been engaging in face-to-face diplomacy. By reassigning, China is sending a message that she will attempt to conceal her evil side and smile while continuing her wicked operations behind her back. A contentious Chinese ambassador who personified the Wolf Warrior style of diplomacy in China has been transferred to a less critical position. Zhao Lijian, a former spokesperson for the Foreign Ministry, is currently serving as the department's deputy chief. He will assist in overseeing China's maritime and land borders. His authority extent was still unknown when he assumed his new position. Mr. Zhao was well known and frequently hosted press conferences for the ministry. His reluctance regarding the COVID opening embarrassed the Communist Party. It's unclear why he was abruptly transferred. He was regarded as the founder of Wolf Warrior diplomacy, which contrasted sharply with the controlled style of Chinese diplomacy before that time by taking an aggressive, belligerent attitude. It is called after the hugely successful, frequently nationalistic film series on the exploits of a Chinese special forces soldier. Mr. Zhao frequently stirred up controversy during his 3 years as the spokesperson for the Foreign Ministry with his tweets, which were Communist China-backed. 2020 saw Mr. Zhao claim that the COVID-causing coronavirus was created by the US military and imported into China. He ignited a diplomatic uproar when he shared a doctored image of an Australian soldier killing an Afghan toddler. The 50-year-old was branded a racist disgrace the previous year by Susan Rice, a former U.S. National Security Advisor, after he sent out a string of incendiary tweets on racial tensions in the country. Zhao's transfer occurred at the same time that Qin Gang, a former Chinese ambassador to the U.S., was appointed as China's next foreign minister. Some experts have cautioned against seeing Mr. Zhao's action as indicating that China was shifting away from combative diplomacy. U.S. writer Bill Bishop said the strategy looked to be a basic premise of leader Xi Jinping's diplomatic approach, and while Mr. Zhao was one of the cruder mouthpieces, there had been no indications of a more significant change thus far. Some online users have also conjectured that Mr. Zhao's apparent promotion may be related to the social media posts made by his wife, Tang Tian. At a period when China was subject to the tightest COVID regulations in the world, multiple images of Ms. Tang attending public events in Beijing without a mask were posted on the account. Despite the travel restrictions that were in effect at the time, pictures allegedly showed Ms. Tang traveling in Germany. When asked whether China will maintain its zero-COVID rules amid the country's infrequent protests in a press conference in November, Mr. Zhao was uncharacteristically at a loss for words. He asked for the question to be repeated before claiming that it did not reflect what truly transpired after a lengthy pause. The position of spokesman for the Foreign Ministry is seen as prestigious, resulting in a further elevation in the past. Before being elevated within the ministry and then awarded the prestigious U.S. ambassadorship, China's recently chosen foreign minister, Mr. Qin, worked as a spokesperson. Hua Chunying, a spokesperson since 2012 and a former co-worker of Mr. Zhao, was elevated to the Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs in 2021. China has not changed. The faces will talk sweetly and stab you in the back. The rest of the world should be aware of this.